Okay, volume 9 is where we're at, or where I'm at. And I am at part 2, story 4. Please, uh, please look after them. Let me move my mouse. Okay. Sorry. Just there it happened. Just where it happened, nobody knows. It could have been in the upper room. It could have been at some stopping place on the winding road down from Jerusalem. Or it could have been in Gethsemane. But somewhere that night Jesus prayed his last beautiful prayer for his disciples. All of them must have heard it, but only John remembered it well enough to write it down so that we might know what he said and how much he loved them all. You will find this prayer in the 17th chapter of his gospel. So, John 17, chapter 17. Lifting up my eyes towards heaven, he said, Father, the hour had come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee, as thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on earth. I have finished the work which thou hast gavest me to do. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they are, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. He didn't mention their mistakes or any of the foolish things they had said, or how jealous they had been of one another. When talking with his father, he just told the good things about them and asked him to watch over them always. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine, and all mine are thine, and all thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Oh, bunch of King James. Okay. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep thou thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. And then it's got the pause. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Then he thought of others who, in the years to come, would believe him on him, the through the witness of his faithful little band of disciples. Neither pray I for those alone, he said, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, and they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. And then it's got a little me down here at the bottom, and they're walking out of this upper room, and streets are very, very quiet. They're just leaving Passover. So they're through with the Seder meal. They call it Seder meal. Some of them call it the Seder. Okay. And I in thee, that they also may be one in us. And then it's got the pause. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them also, thou hast loved me. Father, he pleaded, and you could almost feel the earnest in his voice as he spoke. Father, I will that they also, who thou hast given me, be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou hast given me. For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. O righteous Father, the world has not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou hast sent me, and I have declared unto them thy name, and will declare it, that the love within thou hast loved me may be in them, and I in them. So his prayer ended, and what a beautiful prayer it was! So simple, so trusting, so thoughtful of others. It was, in fact, just a loving farewell prayer for his dearest earthly friends. Please look after them when I am gone, was the yearning of his heart. Keep them from evil. Help them love one another, and make we all meet again in the glory land someday. In the glory land someday. And isn't it wonderful to think that this sweet prayer was not only for the 11 lonesome disciples, but for everybody else who would love him all down the years. He was praying for you and me too, that we might be kept from all evil, that our hearts might be filled with love, and that we might share heaven with him at last. And then, of course, another Remy down at the bottom, and everybody praying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then, of course, the representation of Jesus. Okay, and here's the illustration down at the bottom. So they're probably already at the Mount of Olives, or the Mountain of Olives, because it's supposed to have a olive grove, like really, really a big grove. I think they do got a place. I've never been, some of my ancestors may have went and lived there. The research I had some of my ancestors got to be there, and but and I've seen it what they have on the news, and I've never uh, seen the trees of the amount of olives. Barely. The furthest place I've ever been is Hawaii. Yep, and it's way out in the ocean. Uh, anyway, well, that was part two, story four. So I'm going to do the break, and I'll be right back here in just a bit.